Adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. I tend to find that most have difficulties adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. Here, I'll teach you a method that is quick and easy to use. Throughout this video, I'll assume approximately the 4th grade level. First, let's learn the basics. Let's consider an example of fractions with like denominators. 2/5 plus 1/5 equals what? Adding fractions with like denominators is easy. Simply copy the denominator, the 5. The numerator is the top number. The denominator is the bottom number. Think of it as D and down. D, denominator, is the bottom number. Just a handy trick to remember the difference. Next, add the numerators. 2 plus 1 is what? The result is 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 2/5 plus 1/5 equals 3/5. Subtracting fractions is just as easy. Let's consider 5/6 minus 3/6. Subtracting fractions with like denominators is almost identical. Copy the denominator, the 6. Next, subtract the numerators. 5 minus 3 is what? The result is 2. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Thus, 5/6 minus 3/6 equals 2/6. Of course, the answer can be reduced, but that's another subject. Now let's consider an example with unlike denominators. Let's consider 2/3 plus 1/4. If the denominators don't match, you must find equal fractions with the same denominator. Traditionally, this is done by finding the least common denominator. As a side note, by traditionally, I mean the way I was taught in school. To find the least common denominator, count by each denominator until a match is found. In this case, there are 3's and 4's. Let's count by 3's. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, and so on. Now let's count by 4's. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and so on. Both lists have 12 and 24. The least common denominator is 12, since it is the smallest. Now let's return to our original question. Think, how many 3's are in 12? 12 divided by 3 is what? There are 4. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Now, 2 sets of 4 is how many? 2 times 4 is what? There are 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. Thus, 2/3 equals 8/12. Next, how many 4's are in 12? 12 divided by 4 is what? There are 3. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Lastly, 1 set of 3 is how many? 1 times 3 is what? There are 3. 1 times 3 equals 3. Thus, 1/4 equals 3/12. Now it's easy to add the fractions. 8 plus 3 is what? 8 plus 3 equals 11. 2/3 plus 1/4 equals 11/12. Now, hold on for a moment. That's an awfully long-winded approach just to do that. There is a much faster and more convenient way to do that same question. Note that 3 times 4 equals 12. The denominators are 3 and 4, and the least common denominator is 12. Coincidence? Simply multiplying the denominators will result in a common denominator. Equal fractions are just as fast to get as well. Simply cross-multiply. The fraction whose numerator is being used is the fraction getting the result. The left fraction is using the 2, so the result goes in the left fraction. 2 times 4 equals 8. Do the same for the fraction on the right. 3 times 1 equals 3. The 3 goes on the right fraction. Now simply add the results like before. 8 plus 3 equals 11. The answer is 11/12 like before. By the way, I carefully said a common denominator instead of least common denominator for a reason. Let's consider 5/6 minus 3/8. Here's an example where the shortcut doesn't always give the least common denominator. Multiplying the denominators gives 48, but the least common denominator is 24. By dividing by the greatest common multiple, the least common denominator is guaranteed. 6 and 8 are both multiples of 2. 48 divided by 2 equals 24. As a side note, 3 and 4, from the last example, have 1 as the greatest common multiple. Since dividing by 1 doesn't change the result, basic multiplying works. Cross multiplying gives 40 and 18 respectively. That doesn't make sense. Dividing these by 2 gives 20 and 9. That makes sense. 5 times 8 divided by 2 equals 20. 6 divided by 2 times 3 equals 9. Now simply subtract. 20 minus 9 is what? 20 minus 9 equals 11. The answer is 11/24. 5/6 minus 3/8 equals 11/24. This video was created by Ulillillia. Thank you for watching.